Hiya! The following program is intended for mature adult audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. You have been warned. Thank you. Welcome back to Flavored Enemy Tales of Ettore. On this particular episode, we will be reuniting with the Novatori, or what's left of the Novatori. As we start our day, we start with Jameson Crowtop, and Ziggy Hi-Hat, both returning from a long excursion in the verdant expanse, ready to take on whatever task it is that the Novatori has been recalled for. All of them coming back together for the first time since the events of the moon 4 years ago. Jameson, could you describe yourself and kind of the changes that's happened for you in the past 4 years?
The biggest thing that's happened appearance-wise to Jameson over the last 4 years is that he no longer walks around with a smile on his face. He's mostly avoided disfiguring scars in the years of combat and skirmishes that he's been in, but he does have one nasty scar above one of his eyes now that just puts a little bit of fear into whoever's looking at it. Aside from that, he's still dressed in plate mail, the black plate mail he got from Douglas, and he's still wielding the Justice of Erdaz, and it's all covered up in a nice, neat cloak.
And Ziggy, how about you?
Sure, yeah. Ziggy also looks mostly the same. He has grown out his hair a little bit. Still quite clean-shaven, but the mop on top has grown a little. And I'd say showing signs of maturing a little bit. Instead of a fully open shirt, he now just sports a deep V and a fully open vest, but has a few of the bottom buttons on his sort of blouse actually closed. He still has Dal Calabexa, and I would say probably wields it even more closely than usual. He also has maybe become a little more grim over the year, sort of ruminating on whether or not he made the right choice on the moon.
Right. And so as the two of you are walking up, you got the information that the Royal Thruple wanted to speak with you about a mission that was going to require the Novatori. You know that there are 2 new members who have kind of been assigned to you all as a group after the losses on Arnadithil. And so you don't really know what to expect about that. But you do know that with how ridiculous the war is getting with Boss Fry, something needs to be done. Some change needs to be had, or otherwise it's just going to be a hellscape for the rest of your lives. So, what are you two doing as you're walking through the city? You can see it's midday right now, and everyone is out and about. You can see there's panicked worry on people's faces as they're going about their day. Like, you see some of them checking the sky, some of them that are kind of keeping their kids closer to them, or you can see the shutters and the barred doors of some small shops that have closed up business in order to return home.
It's been a while since we've been around so many people, eh?
Makes me nervous.
I was going to say the same thing. I think at this point I might prefer the verdant expanse.
At least then, if you had to kill someone, there wouldn't be anyone to worry about it.
True. I'm more nervous about the particular people that we're going to meet up with.
Well, I personally, I'm only bound to one thing, and that's Urdaz. If I don't like what the Royal Thruple has to say, I have no problem walking out on them.
That's fair. Yeah, it's not so much the throuple. I think, grown my comfort uh, around royalty, even if there's a little bit of distaste for it. But I don't know, Jameson. The
It's
Novatori. It's I. We left on slight tense footing.
yeah.
But we're friends. We've been through a lot. I think it'll be all right. They kind of need us, I think.
When you say that for the first time in probably a year and a half, there's a little smirk on Jameson's face as he throws his head back a little bit and says, "What would they do without us?"
That's right. Where's all the muscle?
And the good looks.
True. We'll see. We'll see if I keep the longer locks here. I might need to, clean myself up. We'll see. But yeah, sorry.
But as you two are approaching near the top of the flight of stairs in the winter ward that leads to Castle Demoro, you can feel that kind of sense of foreboding air. You two do anything before heading inside?
They probably won't let me bring. I don't remember the name of my steed. Did we name it? Did it have a name?
Yes. His name's Shadow.
Shadow. They probably won't like it if I bring Shadow inside, so I'm just gonna go ahead and dismiss him.
Okay. You see him turn to a puff of dark smoke and disappear.
Till next time, Shadow.
Last time I brought him inside, he started eating some of the upholstery. They got a little cross about that, so I figured we'd head it off at the pass.
That's fair. Yes. Let's try not to make a mess of it right away.
And the two of you head inside. And with that, we will jump on over to Nito and Inoki. You two are just coming up the trail from your excursion across Chrysanthia when, Nito, I need you to make me a perception check.
Ooh boy. It's 21.
When you see a young Vanai woman, maybe in her late teens, early 20s, with green hair and a bow across her back and her arms crossed, tapping her foot, waiting at the gates to Douglas. What are you and Inoki doing as you're coming up there?
Nito is probably walking with Nikita between them. Nikita having grown much larger in the last couple of years. Kind of probably just feeding them some dried berries, some jerky out of the travel sack. Inoki, it's been so long since we've seen some of the other Novatori members. I hope they recognize Nikita and they don't freak out too much.
If they try anything, I'll be sure not to miss this time.
Yeah, you might want to make sure that you hold on to one of your daggers this time, or your rapier, and maybe not throw it. That's not really something we've worked on in the past couple of years.
I will not be throwing
Or
anything.
or maybe tie like a little rope or string to it beforehand. You know, just so that way you can bring
Yeah.
it back. I mean, you've got that cool sword on a chain. I mean, if you want to throw something, throw that. You can at least bring that back.
That I will. I've been practicing, but I don't think I'll be throwing anything just yet.
And I think at this moment, I notice the Vinay standing there, and I'm like, oh, hey, there's another Vinay up there. I wonder. And I'll just kind of start waving my arm over my head at them.
As you both are approaching closer, Inoki, could you describe anything that's changed about yourself during the past 4 years?
Yeah. Oh, hair's a little bit shaggier. Um, Closer to in. Swapped some of the wardrobe colors for some lighter blacks, and it branched out into a couple shades of purple. Where there were once pieces for 4 daggers, 2 on each thigh. Now there's only 1. The sunlight catches nicely in green blade Svetsia, and the Kusarigama of the moon dangles nicely on my left wrist, and sporting a rather nice ring on the right hand. All about the accessories, and I think I've got them down quite nice. Visually speaking, that's about all that's changed. But those who remember Inoki will maybe notice that they're a little less broody, not quite ready to stab everything on sight.
And Nito, how about you? What's changed about you during the past 4 years?
Quite a bit has changed about Nito attire-wise. Most notably, he is wearing a dark blue, fur-lined, kind of accented along the top and the bottom, kilt now that he got while up in Skaldaren. So now he can jump into the water without having to worry about his pants ripping. He still kind of wears his trademark kind of twine sandals. His armor, still across the belly and the single shoulder, now has a small layer of metal across of it. Just a little extra protection for him. He still carries the two-sided sword bow with him, but he no longer has the shiny golden scimitar at his hip. Instead, he just has what appears to be a bone scimitar made up from the Ganid at his hip. He has lost the scarf around his neck, and the tattoo on his arm is now probably down to his elbow, showing the events of the last 4 years that took place on the moon, the events in Spokestad, meeting a high elf guard in Lindarielen, and Inoki's seeking up in Skaldaren, most notably.
Right. And as the both of you are approaching, you see the young Vinay woman, and as you're getting closer, why don't you roll me an insight check with advantage? Nito.
That's a 19. Nina's not too dumb anymore.
As you get about 30 feet away, you realize that it's your sister Rena, grown up, 5 years older.
I drop the the blade and I just sprint for her.
Okay.
Who's that, Nito?
Doesn't answer, just sprinting.
Does a 23 hit?
Oh yeah.
All right, you get socked right in the center of the face. Close-handed fist. That's gonna be 2 damage.
Oh.
What
Is-
the hell? Where
is
were
that-
you?
Is that how you say hi after 4 years?
At least I said hi.
No, you didn't. You punched me in the face.
Where have you been?
I've been all over. I went to the fucking moon.
You're
Yeah,
just gonna walk
I know.
up and pull
We read
my
about it.
dagger on her?
No, Anoki, no stabbing.
She
Uh,
just
so-
punched you.
Anoki, Rena, this is the love of my life, Anoki.
I mean, hey, you said Rena? Mentioned Arena. Your sister, Rena?
one and the same.
Little Rena.
I'm sorry, I was gonna try and stab you.
That's okay.
Also, since when do you punch people? I thought we taught you how to use a bow.
Yeah. Did you want me to use a bow? You can do this again. Go back over there. Come back again. I'll use a bow this time.
Yeah, honestly, you probably would have missed anyway.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, I'm not you. I actually can hit.
Hey, I've got... And Nito looks around to show her his bow, and he's like, oh. And he walks
Yeah.
the 30 feet back to pick up his bow.
Did you know that there is literally a bard's poem written about the fact that you have no arrows?
I don't need arrows. I make my own. See, look, and
Literally.
I'll pull back. I pull back the
Talk about-
look, a fucking ice arrow just forms. I don't need arrows. I am the arrowless ranger. Yes. Have you heard of magic? I can do that now.
I've missed you. Hey, come with me. I'll walk you up, and you can meet Bernice.
I give her a hug first.
Mom and Dad are, well, they're doing better, but after Cult was destroyed, most of the people are finding a hard place to live. So
Oh,
we got a small apartment here in Douglas.
I almost forgot. Aunt and uncle are in Lindariel, and I got them out of Lysara.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, you could probably send a letter.
Yes.
But yeah, come with me. I'll bring you up, and yeah. After you're done with talking to the king and the queens, you can come stop by the apartment. I can
Yeah.
introduce you to Bernice, and you can say hi to Mom and Dad.
Bernice. Oh.
Yes, my girlfriend.
Oh, look at you. I'll just like
Yes,
tussle her
yes.
hair.
All right. Oh, shall we? Oh, and Inoki. You said Inoki, right?
Oh, that's Anoki, and this is
Yeah.
Nikita, and I will point to the bear.
Oh, hi, Nikita. Now, Inoki, I tried my best to make sure. What are your pronouns? Mine is she, her.
Well, you expect anyone to have pronouns in this economy? I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
yeah.
But if you
that's
must.
entirely fair.
I am neither he nor she. And also
Okay.
both. So maybe they works.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I just want to make sure I get everything right.
think-
Well,
I think we'll get along nicely.
I hope so.
Stop
Um,
worrying and get a move on, little sis.
I will anchor your feet into the dirt with a bow.
Oh, this is going to be
Honestly.
absolutely delightful.
All right, come on this way. And Rena starts leading you up the staircases to the.
While we're
Top of the-
walking, every 100 feet or so, I'm just gonna clip the back of her shoe.
Nito, darling, do you want to get punched again? Because I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. And this time
Honestly-
I'm not going to pull a blade on her.
Honestly, it's gonna be worth it.
All right.
Does 17 hit?
Yes, it do.
Right. Immediately right into the calf. As soon as you go to kick it, she turns around, draws her bow, and shoots an arrow right into your calf. Arrow sliding through the other side of the leg. Stop!
You know
Stop!
what? Fine, but guess what I can do now? And I'll pull the arrow out and then cast Cure Wounds on it.
Good. Now I have more of an excuse to shoot you.
Nito, can I keep that? I want something to remember this moment by.
No, this arrow's mine now. Now
don't
you
need that.
can't say I don't have any arrows.
Hey, I'm not the one saying it. The bards are.
Well, bards are dumb. Who would even want to be a bard anyway?
Hey, I
At this
happen to
point
know
that
a
you
bard.
you run at this point that you run into Ziggy and Jameson just inside the castle.
I don't have a deep-seated wish to be a bard. Weird that you'd ask.
See? Ziggy gets it. My friend.
Anyways, hello.
Hey, Ziggy, look how much you've grown. You're almost 3'3" now.
If only you flatter me, Nito. I'm still a stout 1'2". But if I hold my hair up, maybe I'm closer.
Look at that. Yeah, look at that. Oh,
I'm sure
you have more hair than you.
But how are you both? And a third friend here. Hello, I'm Ziggy. Call me Ziggy.
Introductions. Yes, Ziggy. This is Rena, my baby sister.
Oh, my
Sister.
sister.
What sister?
Nice to meet you,
Baby.
Rena. You have quite a brother. I'm sure your hands were full when you were young.
Unfortunately.
I was the one who watched after you. I'm the older sibling.
I specifically remember you worried about drowning in the tub.
I was 5.
You're a Vanai.
I didn't know I could breathe underwater. I'd never been underwater before.
Say, Rena,
Mhm.
you're gonna have to tell me all of the most embarrassing stories about Nito.
Oh, hey, my
If
my
you
mother
tell her
has
the
a-
cake
my-
story,
my
I'm
mother
going
has
to
an
end
album.
you.
My mother has an album of drawings, done in art, and also something called a photograph that we got once. And mother had Nito use a bunch of gel in order to keep the dorsal fin down and parted to the side.
Delightful.
That's not
I
my
must
fault.
See this.
It's better than that stage where you had the mullet.
You had
I will
a
end you.
mullet?
I will end you right here, right now. I don't care how many people you saved on the fucking moon, I will kill you. Do not talk about that.
This really brings me back. But have you all seen anyone else?
It's at this point that Zala comes down the tower with Maya Mellifers, the queen, one of the queens of Douglas. Zala, can you describe yourself and what it is that you've been doing, particularly in this last 6 months you've been working alongside with Maya in her tower?
Yeah, yes, sorry. Alright, well, let me describe Zala's physical appearance first. Zala has physically changed a fair bit. She's now, whereas before she used to wear, just a, slight bit of leather, now she wears full-on metal breastplating, which is actually marked with various drawings of just inks, and you can tell it's marked with a bunch of arcane symbols that have to do with tattoos.
Mhm.
And Zelda, she's keeping her hair a little bit longer these days. Still in a braid, but the hair that's now not braided goes well down to the center of her back. She's also there's a bit of a sterner look to her eyes. You can tell she's been clearly doing a lot of deep thinking over the last few years. As well, if one were looking closely, before she just had the one chain around her neck. Now, if you look closely, you can actually see the outline of a second chain around her neck. Still has her classic jewelry, earrings with emeralds in them, and her thin bracelets that are exactly the same as her skin tone. And for the last 6 months, she's just been doing a lot of very intense magical study with Maya. They've been working together on different forms of magic, and just sort of going around, just exploring the current state of things. So that's allowed Zala to become very aware of the tension.
Okay.
Oh,
And
and
what do you say as you kind of see everybody down here all gathered, save for Briar and Gamani haven't arrived yet?
Buckley. Ziggy, Jameson, and no, is that Nikita? Gaping in shock.
That is Nikita.
He's a
Oh, I
big
hardly
boy now.
noticed
Be
the bear.
careful. You didn't notice the bear in the room. He's the size of a wolf now.
And quite big.
I might have to. Well, she taps one of her fingers. I've gotten better at speaking with animals. Maybe I can finally introduce myself. As well. It's lovely to see you all. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Zala Shion. Wait. Are you? I can see the resemblance. Are you Nito's sister by any chance?
That's me, Rena. It's good to meet you. Heard a lot
Zala.
about
Likewise. This one. Zala points to Nito. Always made the lovely choice to tell us all about you, and I wouldn't have it any other way. You know he adores you. You must know that.
Well,
He wishes.
Oh, and pardon me. Urga, say hi. Yes, mommy. And you all see a black inky head come out of Zala's neck, and look around all of you. This is Urga, my new familiar. Well, new. I've had her for about 2 years now.
So
say hello.
you never found Sweetie.
I tried. One of the
Sorry
things I
for
did
your loss.
the last few years was scour the land. I tried everything, so even trying to go home, but I wasn't able to. Finally, I tried the spell, and Urga. Well, we've become very close. Zala scratches Urga's head. Urga purring. I hope I can introduce her to Sweetie one day. The two of them, I'm sure, would have fun. But Urga, say hi to everyone. Hi, I'm Urga. Nice to meet you all.
The pleasure
Likewise.
is mine.
An inky hand emerges from Urga, goes to shake everyone's hand.
I'll be sure to be nicer to this one.
as the rest of you all get ready to head into the large throne room for the meeting, we come to Briar and Gamani. Walking up from the recently acquired Briar's Fine Arts, Briar, you scoop up Gamani outside and are getting ready to head to your first official meeting with the Novatori that the Queen Maya, has placed you upon. And you so lovingly asked for Gamani a spot as well, as since the events of the moon, you two haven't really left each other's sides very often. So, because of the research that you've been doing with Maya and with Zala, you feel like you'd be a benefit for the entirety of the plan, which, unfortunately, requires you to not divulge it to any of the other Novatori, including Gamani. So as you two are both walking up towards the castle, what are you two doing? And could you describe for our viewers, what you both look like? Starting with Briar.
Briar is grown just a little bit taller since the moon. He's now 1'1", and his hair is still spiked, but lying down, not quite as straight in the air as it used to be. He is wearing much the same style of clothing, though you can notice just around the clavicle there's a burn mark from where Drian, King of Steam, nearly killed him and would have had Briar not made an expert use of the absorb element spells. His eyes look a bit furrowed and wrinkled, as if he has spent many nights straining reading by the candlelight, because he has. And right now he's just a flit across Gamani's shoulder, where he can often be found, trying his best to stay awake after another all-nighter researching.
Gamani?
Gamani is probably laughing or joking around with Briar from where he sits upon her shoulder. She's wearing a white button-up shirt with a kind of mustard yellow cardigan on top, and on the bottom she's wearing these black leather pants with thigh-high black boots, and she has a sword on one hip and 2 hatchets on the other. Yeah, and she's very likely teasing Briar for staying up so late the night before. You and your research, Briar, I can't even imagine.
My dearest Gamani, they took my home after all. And if this Wanderer or the Darkened knows something about how to kill Demon, then I need to figure out how to compel them to speak. So
Darling, I understand the reasons why, but you really can't be sacrificing yourself like this. It's not healthy. What good are you to the team and to me if you wear yourself out?
Hopefully, with what I learn, but I suppose you're right. I will
Of course.
try to rest a little bit more this evening.
She's right, you know. It's good. It's nice.
So long as you don't rest during our meeting, I don't
Nope.
believe the thruple will forgive you for that.
Nope, I'm very much awake. Very much awake.
Say, you with the axes. What did you say your name was?
Oh, me? My
Gamani!
name's Gamani.
Mani.
Hello, Gamani.
Hello, Nito. How are you, dear?
Oh, it's been so wonderful. I haven't seen you since Spokestop?
You know
Yes.
each other?
Yes, this is Gamani. Her and Briar hang out together.
They
Yes, hang out.
together.
That's the word for it.
Yes,
They seem closer than
hang
that.
out.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. They spend a lot of time together. They're like roommates or something. I think.
Yes,
Oh.
Nito, decidedly roommates.
And the number of dashing fairies is once again 2. Briar, how are you?
Love that.
Nice to see you again, Ziggy.
Zella's having to stop herself from bursting out laughing while this is happening.
No, Nido, Gamani and I are very much closer than roommates. You could say that our lives are
Like best friends.
inseparably intertwined.
Well, I mean, historians would say you're best friends, but the historians get everything wrong, don't they?
That they do.
Nito,
Just-
Nito.
Just
Let me
like the
put this
bards.
in. Nito, let me put this in words you might understand. Okay. You see, they are, as you might understand, 2 pieces of licorice intertwined with each other.
You know I hate licorice. That's ew, gross.
What
Not
is
one
black
nice-
licorice?
Nido,
Um,
Gamani is my Inoki. Understand now?
no, Inoki's Inoki and Gamani's Gamani.
So, Gamani, you like to throw things too and stab them?
That's so not what I
Undoubtedly.
meant, but surprisingly accurate.
Delightful.
And Gamani's gonna pull out one of her hatchets and start showing off the intricately carved handle.
I love that. Take a look at this, and I'm gonna pull out Spezia, which is a green dagger. Look at how the light bounces off of this. Does some
Oh,
pretty
this is
fun
simply
things too.
stunning.
Yes, I
So-
got those for her last year. They say live, laugh, love on the heads of the hatchets.
It's at this point that the double doors to the throne room are kicked open, and you see a 20-something-year-old girl with red hair and a purple bow in her hair. She's wearing a sleeveless purple tank top, and she's wearing really short hot pink shorts, and a set of like almost phosphorescent purple leggings. She kind of looks at you, pops a bubble gum in her mouth, says, "Hey, I want you to head inside. We gotta get the thing going on."
That outfit's a bit loud, isn't it?
Oh, your face is a bit loud, but here I am listening to it.
Hey,
I was literally whispering.
watch it, lady.
Come on, let's go
I
inside.
like her.
Very colorful.
Had I met her
And
a few
so it
years ago,
begins.
I probably would have tried to stab her. Shall refrain.
Honey, there's still time. Don't let your dreams be dreams, alright?
All right.
That's Dindar's domain, Nido. Not letting dreams remain dreams.
I would try to. Well, one of the royals, you might not want to stab them, my friends.
Who's one of the royals?
You see Rena and the girl from the doorway with the bright outfit head over to a table off to the side. It's got a bunch of individuals there. Some of you can see those that you know. You can see Bucket. For those of you who met Bucket, you can see Tavros. For those of you who have heard of him, you can see a giant-looking bear with a samurai sword, which honestly, Inoki, catches your eye pretty quickly. And outside of them, you also see the throne area near the top. 3 even chairs, level in size and level. They are equally centered in the room. At each chair, starting from the left, you have Maya. In the center, you have Tristan. And in the right, you have Winter. As you all enter, what do you do?
I will immediately give the Royal Naval salute to them, and followed by a short bow.
Briar will lift
Um,
off of Gamani's. Oh,
Go ahead.
Briar will lift off of Gamani's shoulder and sort of do a bit of a deep demonstrative bow with the twirl of the hand.
All right.
Gamani will follow Briar with a quick, elegant curtsy in light of the fact that she's not wearing a skirt.
And Argo will have her head eject from Zella's neck and bow likewise before the head recedes back into Zella's skin.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals into Nikita and loudly whisper, "Nikita, look! It's another bear! Think we could be friends?"
Anoki, bow.
There's
I
a
think
bear.
so. Probably. Well, I hope so.
To try and talk to him later. And I'm gonna
Yeah,
bow.
that sounds like fun.
You see Nikita get on like the forearms, and that's about as low as Nikita can get.
I'll stand on Jameson's shoulder and give the shallowest polite bow possible. And I'll say, the vast majority of powerful people that gather us for favors have a terrible lack of herbal tea. I don't suppose you all may have something.
Maya looks at you as you say that and says, "Chamomile or Earl Grey?"
Honestly, I'm kind of a rose hip person, if you have it.
I might. Give me a second. And she gets up,
Many thanks.
and Tristan kind of looks as she walks away. It's like shakes his head, like really confused. Looks back at you all and says, "Really, the formalities are not necessary. You all are equals in here."
Then I'll have a chamomile myself. Briar says as he holds back a yawn.
Maya kind of looks over her shoulder. "Yeah, I got you. Anyone else?"
Do you have any jasmine? If we're all equals, can I sit in the fancy chair?
You're more than welcome if you like. It's not really that comfortable.
Honestly, it doesn't look like it has much lumbar support.
It's a fancy chair, though.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
for it. But you see Tristan like right there, sitting in the chair right next to it. Do you go sit in it?
Absolutely. Nikita's gonna
Okay.
follow me, though.
As Tristan kind of looks over his shoulders, you sit down. He's like, "It's customary. If you sit in that chair, you have to hold my hand when we talk."
Oh,
It's a joke. It's a joke.
I was gonna say, let me make sure Nita's okay with it, but I don't mind.
All right. Enough of the pleasantries. I suppose you all want to know exactly why we're all here after all this time.
Yeah, totally need to know what's going on.
I was told there was going to be a brunch.
Yeah,
Thought-
it's over there. It's over there at the table.
I thought that's why we were here. I thought we were just going to have a lovely...
There is a brunch. However, that's not the primary reason.
Go on.
No, the primary reason is that we have a mission for you. And Maya kind of looks over and says, Zala, could you explain what we talked about earlier?
Absolutely, Mother. Absolutely. And, pardon me, some hibiscus tea, as I explained, will be lovely, and if it's not too much trouble.
Sure, I got you. Just make sure everyone understands what's kind of going on.
Okay. Zella sort of stands on the stairs near the thrones, but not, on them or anything like that, just sort of near them, so she's able to look at everyone. Well, I guess I'll just come straight to the point. There is a very powerful weapon that Bossra is in possession of. It's a weapon so powerful it can destroy cities, and brings terrible danger to all of us. A counterspell has been discovered. However, 3 people are required to use that kind of spell for the weapon at all times. So, well, our lovely royals here have been doing those, and amongst others. Andromeda were apparently contacted before us, before the rest of us. They've been sent on a mission to try to steal the weapon, and we are supposed to distract others in order to help Andromeda steal that weapon. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Hang on a second. Do we have to go back to the goddamn moon?
No moon. No moon.
Good.
You see Gamani lean into Briar, and she's looking very disappointed as she shakes her head and whispers quietly, "I was so hoping we'd go to the moon."
I'm still trying to convince my lord to let you come with me.
Now, it's really simple. I promise.
Every
All we
time
require-
one of you fancy people say it's going to be simple, we end up on the fucking moon.
I
And
feel like
somebody
the simplicity in
dies.
this one is rather evident. They're asking us to be bait.
Yes. For lack of a better term, we want you to make as much noise near Alteris. Draw
And
out
how
the
many
armies
members of the
Basrai.
Novator should we sacrifice this time?
Let's not sacrifice any of them. Aren't you the one that said no Novatori die?
And look how that
Hmm.
went out.
You see Tristan kind
None
of
the
sit
Novatori
back.
are dead.
I understand. I've lost countless friends to the terrors of war, enemies, monsters. I understand.
I
And
am
I
not.
don't want to ask you all to do anything against your will. You have every right to leave and have nothing to do with it. All I ask is that you hear out that what we seek to do is rid our land of Marcus Demon and all of the trouble him and the Ardent Enclave have caused.
To be fair, we do owe Basrai for what they did Tiggs home.
And mine.
For that demon!
Yeah, it's not demon, not like Girex. No, like
Oh. What kind of demon
Yeah.
is he?
The
he's not an
the
actual
worst
demon.
kind. The human kind.
So
The
he's
one
here
who
to
can't
kill.
stay. Unfortunately, I've spent the past 4 years of my life dedicated solely to the problem of figuring out how to kill him. And
Yes.
I'm still coming up rather short.
I get it.
Personally,
I
it's
was
been
not a joke, Anito.
Personally, I have
Sorry.
no issues with making noise. It's been a while since I've had a proper row that isn't some monster that we've been hunting. But I must say, a weapon capable of a large amount of destruction sounds a little eerily familiar. Do you have any idea of its origin?
It's not the same one.
Alright, then I won't break any furniture in this room.
And what's the plan after Andromeda steals the weapon?
Well, Maya and Empress Eleonora have been concocting a sort of alchemical bath that, when the weapon is dropped in, it'll be destroyed and dispelled, unable to be reconstituted. Then we'll be able to take the fight to Basrai, all of us together.
Why not use the weapon against Basrai and then destroy it?
Because
They're
something
innocent.
like that would destroy all of the people who were living under his oppression within the city.
Oh, so it's that bad. Oh, well, okay.
Yes, it's horrible. He uses his own population as a shield.
Oh,
Gross
Now,
is the-
I wouldn't speak to you of this without some sort of plan. Winter, if you would. And Winter kind of looks up because, yeah, so here's the no shit for you guys. Basically, it boils down to this. We found a light little tunnel. Not really tunnel, but it leads into the Reach, right? Those of you who've been to the Reach, you might understand. But the Reach is kind of this huge expanse of underground tunnels. They even run underneath the oceans. We found this one that is here, not too far. Leading in through there will take you all the way to the other side of the continent. You won't even have to cross the ocean. You won't have to cross the Cerulean Sea, nothing. You're not going to worry about no stinking pirates or the Boshrai Navy that could potentially take care of you guys. Now, you'll be able to get all the way to the other side, just outside of Alteris, without having to deal with anything except for what's in the tunnels, which is, your average everyday monsters and those kinds of things. Sound easy enough?
We go through the tunnels, we come up near Alteris, we make an god's forsaken racket, and we hope Marcus Demon looks the other way, while Quincy, Banjo, and company slit his cursed throat.
So,
Yes.
hold on, let me get this straight. You think that Nito looks around 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, if we include Nikita? 8 people can get the attention of an entire army?
Really? We each have a small punishment for you as well. We'll be giving you a field rank of general. Each of you having a lieutenant that serves under you, and the lieutenant having 10 soldiers underneath them. You'll be able to command this small force however you see fit to garner Boss Rai's attention. Alteris is working on weapons research, therefore their armies have been spread to Boss Rai. So, by attacking or causing noise near Alteris, Alteris will send requests for help to Boss Rai, and Boss Rai will need to reply in order to honor the alliance they've created, which they'll need to in order to keep the weapons they have.
Yo, you get to be in charge?
Yes.
So, me plus Nikita plus another person who's got 10 people, that's so much stabbing.
Does Nikita get a field rank?
You see Winter kind of go to stop Tristan from talking, and stands up and says, Nikita, you are hereby promoted to Lieutenant General underneath Inogi.
Yo. Wait, does that mean that my lieutenant has to answer to Nikita?
Yes, as you hear the audible sound of a hand slapping a face from the table.
Do we see who it is?
Yeah, it's Madison.
Can I ask then, Urga? Can Urga also have a ranking? We discussed this earlier. You never answered me.
Oh, unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, no. You see, Zala, there comes a sort of potentiality when giving familiars of a different planet existence title within our own.
It makes sense. And I wasn't sorry, Urga. I didn't think it would work out. Zealous strokes Urga's head.
So, if there aren't any other questions...
Oh, I'm never out of questions.
Feel free to go and meet your lieutenants.
I actually do have a question.
Sure.
Where is the hollandaise sauce for these eggs Benedict? I can't find it. Did we run out?
It's right there behind the mayonnaise.
Oh, it's in the smaller bowl. Sorry.
You're good. You're good. All right. Feel free to go meet your generals, and when you're done, I will be just outside near the base of the stairs, and I will guide you towards the reach whenever you're ready. If you would like some more time before heading out, feel free. You have time and energy, um, at least for the rest of today. If you are not of a mind to do this, that is okay. I will not blame you, and I will not judge you.
You hear that, darling? I can't take you to the moon, but you do get the title of general.
That I'll have to take that as second best, won't I?
I promise I will take you to the moon one day.
Oh, I know, darling.
No.
How do we know who is our lieutenants here?
Oh,
Yes. Do we get to like? Do we get to? Are we gonna do a draft? Ooh.
You guys can go and figure it out for yourselves.
Like a game. We're in the middle of
Yes.
war, and you're making this a puzzle game.
No. You can go and figure it out yourself, as in you all can figure out whose abilities best work together.
Oh, I'm so tired.
I do adore puzzle games, though. This might be fun, Briar.
Perhaps.
Might I suggest conducting an interview process would be the best way for you to figure out.
We can interview them all together, and then we'll decide at the end who fits. So I'll start with the one in the pretty, vibrant colors.
I agree. Interviews make sense, yes.
You, who greeted us at the door. What was your name?
Oh, yeah. My name's Madison. That's 2 N's, 1 Y.
And what is your speciality, Madison?
Oh, well, you see, Daddy gave me a lot of spells, and I can use them pretty good.
Daddy?
Mm-hmm.
Who's Daddy?
Oh,
Father's a wizard.
I'd be the sinner.
Your daddy is
Yeah.
the sinner.
Your father is a demon.
Yep, and I also got Kitten Uwu here.
So wait.
She pulls out a giant mallet.
So it's not a cat.
Question. Madison. Yes. Your father, the sinner. Your father's the sinner. So you would be familiar with my good friend Girex, I assume.
Oh, no. Well, when I say daddy, I don't mean like I came from him. No. I mean like, he gives me nice stuff.
So like a benefactor.
I don't know what that word means.
So you do things for him and he gives you presents?
Yeah, like that.
Oh, I understand what kind of relationship
Like the auspicious.
this is. It's more like my relationship with the librarian, Nito.
Oh, you're into tentacles, huh?
I am not... That is none of your business. Briar would just sort of side-eye Gamani.
I mean, honestly, Warlock of the Sinner, so it kinda is my business.
I mean, really, Briar, if you're into tentacles, all you need to do is ask.
Anyway, thank you,
if
Madison.
If you'd like, I could talk to some of my octopode friends, or maybe even a kraken.
We can discuss the matter of tentacles later. I cannot believe I just said those words aloud in the royal throne room before the royal thruple. Oh, for the love of the dog.
No judge here. I mean, if you haven't had tentacles, you're not living yet.
Is Tristan the one that says that?
No, that was Maya.
Oh, okay.
I was like, even the royal family are some things.
Thank you, Madison. I guess we will move on to the next one. You there, bear folk friend. What is your profession and your name?
Yes, my name is Umano Senshi. I am a samurai.
So, do you like to stab things?
I am more of the slashing variety.
Okay. And you speak Ironbjorn, and I'm gonna gesture at Nikita.
Yes, I am familiar with the dialect.
Okay, well, that seems like an easy match. Give the bear to the person who already has a bear.
I also have a sword here. It's able to capture souls.
Well, that's fun, but I don't know if I'm a
That
sword
seems
person.
dark.
You don't have to be a sword person. It seems that your samurai friend here has that covered.
Inoki, love, your daggers are just small swords.
They're not small swords. Daggers are
They're
daggers.
just small swords.
No.
You also
Daggers.
had a rapier at one point, which is also just a sword that's really thin.
You got me there. I don't have it anymore.
No, because you
Yeah, in the
threw it.
I got it back, and then I threw it away.
Mr. Bear Person, you don't throw your sword, do you?
No, but I can make it teleport and levitate at will.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Quite impressive.
Sounds fun.
I think you would fit a great many of us. Let us continue our interview process, I suppose.
So for those of you who have been to Alteris, you recognize one person in the hands of the King of Steam armor, and a very dark complexion with vitiligo across the face, and two very bright violet eyes.
I think we should talk to our friend who bears the coat of arms of our enemy.
What is he doing?
Yes, I would
here?
agree. Why is he here?
My name's Graydon. It's good to meet you all. I never got a chance to meet you all, but I did meet Andromeda. They helped me out a lot.
So why are you here with us and not with Andromeda?
Well, they sent me on a mission. I completed that mission, and I couldn't find them again. They asked me to, they helped me get out. I was stuck serving the King of Steam, unable to get away. And they helped me, and I come to love this place, and I want to fight for it. I think I might be able to help.
Well, I mean,
Hey,
what's
I got
one
a
more
question
trauma friend?
for all you you hopeful lieutenants.
They all kind of look at you.
Have you made peace? Have you talked to your families and made sure that they're ready to go on without you? Your businesses, your friends, your acquaintances, your religious requirements? We're all going to die on this mission.
They all kind of
We're going
nod.
to go fight an entire army by ourselves. That's our goal. We're not even going to do anything particular. We're going to get an entire army to look at us in the open and say, yeah, that's more important than defending the capital or whatever the fucking goal is. And you are all going to die. None of you make it. Are you prepared for this?
They all are kind of looking at each other and nodding. You can see Rena stand up and says, Yeah, yeah. There's no other answer. We need
Hold
to
on.
finish this.
Rena,
Nito,
you're going
Nito,
to be. No,
Nito,
absolutely not.
Nito,
No.
Nito.
Can I have both the fishes?
We've made our peace. We understand the requirements necessary, and all of us believe in this cause. Osrai needs to be freed from Marcus Demon by any means
Okay,
necessary.
but what about Mom and Dad? What if something happened? Do you think Mom and Dad would want to bury both of their children?
Nito.
Hey, whoa. We're not losing any fish. Not these two. Someone's heads will
There's a
roll.
time for optimism and all, but this is a time for realism. We're about to embark on a campaign against one of the most powerful military and people in the world, on the cutting edge of weapon development,
And who
According to
cannot be
legend-
killed right now.
who cannot be killed.
Okay,
According to legend, they've never lost a battle.
we survived the train wreck on the moon, and Jameson, you stood up to the Inky dude on your own. I feel like you're being maybe a little too pessimistic for this. I feel like we got this.
But prior to that, we all accepted death as a potential outcome of our last excursion, as it were.
Yes.
We all knew the odds, and I'm not telling anyone to quit. I'm not saying any of you should give up. I just want you all to be aware that it's on the menu, and we're all ordering.
Yes, and prior to that, I thought my sister was safe at home.
Nito.
And I'd like to point out that
His bucket kind of stands up.
I'm definitely like way past my like service date. So like honestly, I'm kind of going off on steam here anyways. So might as well use the last bit of it to give him the old what for, huh?
I want that one. What was your name?
Oh, yeah, my name's Bucket.
That's
He's
Captain.
kind of a He's a warforged. He's got a bucket on his head and he's holding a mop.
Well, I guess actually you got a promotion. You're Lieutenant Bucket now.
Uh-huh.
Where did you get the bucket?
Oh, well, I'm
That
wearing it
seems
just
like a
about as long
personal
as I can
question.
remember.
Right, you can't just ask somebody why they have a bucket.
I'm really curious about the bucket.
You can't just ask people about their buckets.
Nito, you're trying to tell your sister what she can and cannot do, and you're scolding me about asking about a bucket.
Yes, that is my baby sister.
He's not a baby
Sister.
anymore, in case you haven't noticed.
There's a slight difference.
Your sister has made a choice to come and help us. It's her choice
Hey,
to make.
Nito?
It's-
Nito,
Yes.
I am trying to kill the motherfucker that would flay me and my girlfriend alive for being together. Can I do that, please?
It's her choice to make, you know. We've all made our choices. That's what life is, right?
Sorry,
I'd like to
Nito,
point
but I'm
out-
with Rena on this one.
Rena,
I say we respect Rena's choice, if that's what
do
her
you want to
choice
work
is.
under me?
Absolutely.
You'll die last.
She won't die
As long-
at all.
Promising,
As long-
isn't it, Jameson?
As long as I outlive you and Nito, we're good. Gotta make sure I have the highest count near the end of it.
Yes, and also you can't die before me because you have, and I'll pull out my little journal. You, little lady, have some required reading to do.
Mm.
Yeah, you thought I forgot about the whole reason I left.
Alright, if you say any other word about that right now, here, in front of everybody, I will murder you.
Let's not kill ourselves before we get to the front lines. We have a few more people to ask after. The Minotaur captain.
Yes, my name's Stavros Bratis. It's very good to meet your acquaintance.
Tavros.
Yes.
Tavros. The
Wait.
pirate bard.
Wait.
Yes, one and the same.
You are a
Are
pirate.
you one of the assholes spreading the story about me and my arrows?
I am a sailor of
Oh,
the tax-paying variety,
no.
and I
Mhm.
exported goods
I've read
from
about
cities
you.
to cities.
I apologize.
Mhm.
But my grandmother was a long-term sheriff of the seas. She always spoke of justice. Um, Perhaps you recognize her name, Amigna?
Hmm. I'm sorry, I am not familiar with your dialect. Could you rephrase one more time?
I'm sorry, I'm just curious. Being a noble sailor of the seas, if you'd recognize my grandmother, she kept justice on the seas for many a decade, many a century.
Are you referring to the uh, the sheriff of the seas who rests outside Belfier Islands?
Is that where she rests these days? Yes, I suppose I am. Amigna. Um, did you ever, do you know her?
I am afraid no. She was before my time.
Still, I think, if it's okay with you, my grandmother always told me, well, that's how my parents met, was with my grandmother. My grandmother always told me to trust sailors, though. I would be honored if you would work with me.
It would be my absolute pleasure.
As you can see, there are currently still a Kenku who is wearing blue wizard robes. There is Madison, who you've already talked to, Graydon, who you've already talked to, and Bucket, who have not been selected.
I'm uninterested in leading, so I can take whoever's last, and whoever that is, congratulations, you're promoted to general.
I will not work with the Blue Tower. They will not work with me. So, Bucket, it seems you and I are going to be spending
Huh?
much time together.
All right, that sounds good. I'll do my best.
Must say that I'm just very interested in this entire look that you've got going on. Madison, darling, would you like to be my lieutenant?
Yes, I would. Sounds great.
Now tell me where you get your bows.
Oh, well, yeah, I actually handmade them.
You must make one for me sometime. I love this. The construction is pristine.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think we gotta finish this cool thing first.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Much more important, wouldn't you say?
I wouldn't say much. Just a little.
So that leaves.
I will approach the Kenku.
Uh-huh.
And I'll look at him and I'm like, well, I've always had an affinity for animals, and maybe this animal folk species should stick together a bit. What do you say? And I'll extend my arm out.
Yeah, sounds good. My name's Seth.
Oh, my name's Nido. Nido Ademi.
Oh, it's good to meet ya.
You can just call me Nido. No need for Sir or General and that's nonsense.
No, sure thing, Nito.
And if anybody asks, I don't need arrows, but I do have them. Understood?
Yep, sounds good.
So that leaves Romano, Graydon, and I believe that's it. Because Bucket's now grabbed.
Say,
So, and Ziggy and Inoki have to still pick.
Ano, you want to come hang out with me and Nikita here? Love another bear friend.
It would be an absolute honor.
Delightful. You're gonna fuck shit up.
And with that, Graydon just kind of walks up next to you, Ziggy, and says, "Well, I guess we're working together."
Yes, nice to make your acquaintance. Honestly, I don't want any of my calls to be what kills you, so I'll trust your discretion on whatever you want to do, and I hope you fight well.
Well, we're usually the more sneaky type, so me and my
Interesting.
unit, we can be used as however you want. But
That's fun. Let me be the distraction, and then you all sneak around and do whatever.
I do like that idea.
I'm rather the opposite of the sneaky type.
So you all have made and selected your lieutenants, made their acquaintance, and you all have free reign to do whatever you wish for the rest of the day, up until meeting back tonight with the rest of your detachments to head down into the Reed. What y'all gonna do?
I guess I go to Rena.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rena, I guess it's time I go see Mom and Dad. And this... What did you say her name was again? Your girlfriend?
Yeah, it's Bernice.
Bernice. Lovely name.
Oh, sorry, General Ademi, if he gives you the most half-assed salute possible.
I will fucking end you.
First you'd have to catch me.
You're not that fast, little...
But I am not slippery.
I'm just as slippery. I am the slipperiest boy. I'm literally moist all the time.
Yeah, he is.
Phrasing, Nito.
And I'm the slipperiest girl. Just ask Bernice. And she walks out.
Oh, my dear Gamani, what have we walked into?
No idea, but I must say I'm loving it.
I knew you would. I don't know why I didn't bring you on before. I'm...
Oh, God, I really want to cast Ensnaring Strike and shoot her.
You can't shoot your sister, Nito.
She shot me.
It's different when she shoots you.
That's a double standard, Gamani. Come on.
You're lucky
Well, I
there.
highly doubt it. When is the last time she put her foot in her mouth?
Zell,
I
you're
don't
lucky to have
know.
you and your sister are adorable, you know. I never had a sibling, you know, so you two
Well,
are
you can
adorable.
have mine.
No.
I think it'll be better, Nito, for you to be together
Go see your
in
parents.
this time than apart.
Your royal thrupleness.
You see, Winter's already gone, but Maya and Tristan are there. Yeah?
Is there a decent place around here a fairy could get like a pampering bath? I guess, you know, get my hair brushed out, perhaps wash out all the wilderness that's snacked up on me.
Yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, as part of, like, your guys' service to the city, you all have free rooms over at the Whitestone Inn, which includes the baths, each an individual room, so feel free to use it and do whatever you need to do to get set up.
All right, well, you all know where you will find Ziggy Hi-Hat.
Taverns.
Honestly, it might be a good place for all of us to meet, so why don't we all decide to meet there at 7 p.m.?
You definitely will not be sleeping well. This couple times I tried that, it did not work out well.
Was that 7 p.m. or 7 a.m.? I'm sorry.
PM. You guys will want to enter the Reach at night. Trust
There's
me.
a 7 a.m.
Yes. It's always best to know what time it is, You wouldn't want to show up 12 hours early or late, would you?
I think the implication, Zola, is that Nito never wakes up before 7 a.m.
Zala, Briar, we really don't need to get into time theory right now.
Although,
Oh, yes, my apologies.
you're correct. I'm sorry.
I will see you all at 7. I have a book I want to check out at the local library here. And I promise just one, darling, and...
I would like to, is Tavros still here?
Tavros is still here, yes.
Tavros, a word with you.
Yes.
I would like to, could we have a word in private? There's something I would like to, if we're to be working close together, there's something I would like to discuss.
Of course.
I have an idea. You are of the sea, yes?
Yes, I've sailed the sea for many a year.
And if you are to be my right hand, she points to a mark. How would you feel about us sharing our thoughts while we are in the field together?
This is comfortable with me, yes.
I would practice this once so that when we are on the hunt together, when we are, shall we say, doing our job, that would allow us to be far apart and still speak to each other. If I were to link our minds with this, she points to a mark on her face.
No, absolutely. Sounds good.
Certainly. Shall we? I would propose we go get some extra potions of healing, and we could practice this so that when the time comes, you are not unfamiliar with the feeling of my thoughts in your mind, and vice versa.
Sure. Absolutely.
All right, and then two of you head off.
Yeah.
Gamani, what are you doing when Briar heads out towards the library?
Certainly not going to spend another hour in a library. I've done that more than I can imagine having done in the last 4 years. So I do believe that I might go do just a little bit of shopping.
Okay. And Jameson, what are you doing during this time before you meet back up at 7?
Jameson's probably gonna go get his armor tuned up and repaired from the beating it's had for the last couple of years from the blacksmith he got it from in the first place.
Okay. And Ziggy? Heading to the baths?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be, I might take some leftover tea leaves that might be out. I'm just gonna enjoy some time in some warm water.
Alright. And Anoki?
I turn to Nikita and say, "Hey, Nikita, do you want to hang out with our new bear friend, or do you want to explore a little bit? I think you've been to Douglas yet."
Well, if we're gonna be in the tunnel, I kind of like if we can go get some sun and some grass first.
Of course. You remember that tree we were at a while back? Get to go over there?
Yeah. That sounds like fun.
Right, let's go then.
And with that, we will take a short 6-minute break for everyone to be able to get up, stretch their legs, use the bathroom, whatever else you need to do. We will return here at the 40-minute mark, where we will enter with Nito and Rena heading back to the house. And then after that, we will meet back up at 7 to enter into the wreath. So everyone, feel free to take their smaller break. Those of you on Twitch, we will be back in 6 minutes at the 40-minute mark. Thank you.
Are we, is the, pause screen going up on Twitch?
Yep, pause screen's up.
Okay.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Gamani. I didn't realize I guess when you were in the car, I turned you way down and I'd forgotten.
Make sure you also cut the audio.
Sorry about that.
Listen, fine. If you don't like me, you just have to admit it.
No, kid, come on. You know I like you a lot. You know you're really cool. I'm sorry.
You don't need to lie, Zala.
You don't have to do him like that.
No, I can tell she's kidding. I can tell she's kidding.
Oh
I'm
no.
kidding.
No, yeah, that's my way. That's my way of saying if you were talking to me for the last hour and a half, I did not hear a word you said until I fixed that. So I am sincerely apologetic about that.
Oh man, I gotta go. What's the name of that book? That library that was in Date Night in Douglas?
I am going to use the restroom. I'll be back. Yes.
Because that's where Briar's going. He's got one more book to pick up. And return all the old ones that I think that's the main thing is Brian needs to return all the books he's checked out before he goes underground.
How many
That's
late
fair.
fees does Briar have right now?
None.
Just all of them.
None. Briar never returns a book late. Briar, how many books has Briar checked out? That is a different question.
Just all of them.
All of them. Briar was
Everyone.
Including some ones on fashion, just for Gamani.
Yep, yeah, for sure. Well, and for Briar too. Briar loves art and that kind of stuff. But Briar has been studying The Wanderer and The Darkened. He's been looking out for an extra Quincy for Quincy. He's been looking into someone named Alistair for Trover. And then he's got 2 or 3 secret projects that he hasn't told anybody about yet.
If we could stop for a break.
I thought it was a perfect time for a break. I will be back after my own rest.
I needed this plant because it has. Guilty. The character. I know. I feel.
What?
Wait, Nito, hear me. Oh, Nito, I don't need Nito to say the book.
What the hell just happened?
I don't
That
know,
was
but
a
I
joke.
definitely
I'm not
heard her
actually
say
fucking
Nito.
up Nito's day.
If any of you hope the pun with Urga's name is not too on the nose.
Yeah, how's everyone doing? Is everyone having fun so far?
Yeah, having a good time.
It's fun.
Cool.
Having a good time. Having a good time.
I'm just hopefully in 2 weeks my COVID will be done, so I will not be coughing on and off every 15 minutes.
I'm just curious as to what abilities my lieutenant has.
Ooh, likewise.
Ugh, this is gonna be fun.
Although I imagine since Zala and Tavros are practicing telepathic linking over and over again, they're gonna get quite familiar with each other very fast.
Yeah, your lieutenant is Seth, and they're
Yeah.
also all in D&D Beyond in the campaign, so you'll be able to look at their character sheets.
D&D
Oh! I didn't know if it was okay to look at their sheets.
Yep, you
Yeah.
feel free to go look at their sheets.
Awesome.
Okay.
I always felt that was. No. I view sheet doesn't let me. It brings you your profile.
Hey,
Oh wait, no,
Vivian,
hold on. No, wrong
what was the
button.
name of that?
Yeah.
What was the name of that books place that we went to in Date Night in Douglas?
Briars. Oh,
No,
you're
that
talking
was-
about Enchanting Reads?
Yeah, that's where Briar's going to be going.
Okay, so
I got to return all of my checked out books before I go underground.
yeah, so we're gonna kind of fast forward to try to get us to the underground spot. So the only thing that we're gonna do inside city, as far as like on screen, is gonna be Nito's conversation with the parents and Bernice and Rena, and then we will
Perfect.
meet back up at 7, and then we'll head into underground.
Sounds like a plan. I just
Any other questions before we head back in?
Were you surprised by our lieutenant choices?
Honestly, 2 people, yes. I did
They
not expect Jameson to want Rena.
they
Jameson
originally
looks at it this way. Obviously, Rena is important to Nito. Jameson doesn't trust anyone else to keep her alive long enough.
Oh,
in
that's
this.
a cool choice.
I like
I honestly expected you to pick Kamano.
I was.
Yeah.
You
I've got
honestly thought
enough
we weren't
slashy-
going to give the bear to the person who already has a bear.
I was under the impression that Kamano was always going to go to Inoki, and that Graydon was going to be Jameson's.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I thought we'd already chosen. That's why I didn't deviate. Otherwise, I might have tried to pick Rita myself. Actually.
All right, ready to hop back in?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Hold on, let me just add 2 potions of healing. Right.
Wait, what was the other pick that surprised you?
I will let you guys know afterwards. We're back live now. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, and ready to keep going on this fun little excursion. So we're gonna pick back up with Nito and Rena on the way to the Ademi apartment in Douglas. Rena's kind of walking alongside you. She seems happy, just like a slight chip on her shoulder. Very angsty, is the best way to put it. So, what do you do as you two are walking through the city?
I'll look at her and, I'm not happy about this decision you made, but if there's anybody for you to serve with, I will say Jameson will definitely make sure that your injuries are as minimal as possible. He is very protective of those who are close to him, and
Yeah.
he knows how close you are to me, so just be careful of that sword. It fucking lights on fire.
You know I can take care of myself, right, Nito?
Yes, but no matter how strong you get or how old you are, you will always be my baby sister, and it will always be my job to protect you, to make sure that nothing happens to you. And so far, I haven't done a very good job of that.
You know what the Boss Rise sailors call me?
No, I'm not a Boss Rice sailor, so...
They call me the Wraith. I have killed so many of their fucking navy that their ghosts now live inside my fucking head. So when I head over there, climb aboard their ship all sneaky like, and slit their throats, I can hear their voices being added to all the other ones screaming at me to let them go. But I won't let them, because an afterlife is too sweet for wretched people as that.
Okay, well, that's a lot to unpack, and we'll get to that. But just so you know, your older brother did kill basically a god. And you're still killing regular soldiers, so I still have one up on you.
Sounds to me like a challenge.
Sounds to me like a fact. Now, why are you holding on to people's souls? You could just... bad people go to bad places. I don't know if you're familiar with, the Abyss and all of that, but it's not a fun place to be.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could do that, but, honestly, it's a bit of a rush, Having them around, I feel surges, power. They can make me do things. Or I can make a strike at one of my enemies.
So you're relying on other people to power your abilities.
I can use them. I can make them attack other enemies around me. And before you get onto this, I know what I'm doing, okay?
I'm not concerned that you do or do not know what you're doing. You are drawing on others for your strength. You're not enhancing your own abilities. You're wielding a crutch.
One I can drop anytime, if I wanted to.
Can you? Because you just said that you love the rush.
We're not having this conversation right now. We're gonna go in. We're gonna go say hi to Mom and Dad. Meet Bernice. We're gonna meet Becca with everybody else. Then we're gonna go all the way over to Bosrai, the rest of that fucking side of the continent.
Yeah, and we're gonna murder the fuck out of a god again.
Sounds good to me. As long as we're
And
on the
then
same page.
after that is over, we are going to have this conversation.
Fine. Okay?
Shake on it.
She stretches her hand out.
And show me your other hand. I'm not
She
doing any of that
shows-
cross-fingered bullshit again.
She shows you her other hand. She kind of deadpan stares at you the entire time.
I'll look at her hand. Is her fingers crossed?
Nope.
Alright. Better not say that you're crossing any toes either. That doesn't count. It's only fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And when I grab her hand and we shake, I pull her in for another hug.
Alright.
I've missed you so fucking much. I'm so sorry that I couldn't be there, but I had things I had to do. I had to finish my training up in Scaldera.
Hey, honestly, Big Brother, it's okay. Alright? When we get back, okay, we'll figure all this stuff out. And, and I can tell you about all of my plans that Bernice and I have. Decidedly one all evolved around 14th to Darkcrest, but that's wishful thinking. So,
Why Darkcrest? It's such a terrible month. It's perpetually dark.
you don't think there's something beautiful about the moonlight?
As somebody who's been to the moon, it's not all that it's cracked up to be.
Alright, well, let's head inside.
After you, Lieutenant.
She walks inside. You see, it's this kind of hastily put together shack. You can tell that it was built within like 2 weeks. As a lot of the houses in this part of the area are. Just trying to handle all the refugees that are coming in. It's like all these shacks were built incredibly quickly. You head inside, you see your mom and your dad, both working in the kitchen trying to prepare dinner rather quickly. You can see also Bernice. She's a red-haired human girl who is sitting on the couch. You can see that she is playing with a small little cat who is rolled on the couch. You don't recognize the cat, but you can infer that this is probably Bernice. As
The cat
your mom
is?
kind of. No. No.
That is
Nino.
5,000% a Nino thing to say. So, absolutely.
Listen, that was the last subject you were talking about dramatically. Very loudly, so that my parents can hear. I'll just be like, you must be Bernice.
You see the red-haired girl kind of stand up, says, "Well, hi. Yeah, that's me." And you see your mom turn around and immediately sit down the food and walk up to you like a speed walk. "Oh, Nino, look at you!" as she pinches your cheeks.
I just give her a hug too.
Aww. Why haven't you been eating? You look extremely thin.
I have been. Look, I have an entire snackle box that Dad gave me.
Okay, but honestly, these 6 ribs showing, why are your ribs so thick? It's not okay.
I've been working out. I burn a lot of calories.
Why are your ribs so thick?
I don't know how I was born this way. It's your fault.
You hear Bernice laughing in the background. Mrs. Demi, that's a 6-pack. A what?
It's
Do you
abs,
know what?
Mom. Something that Dad hasn't had in probably a couple decades since he stopped working.
Honestly,
Wishes now.
swimming's overrated. Walking is where it's at.
Dad, he can breathe underwater. Supposed to swim.
Which makes us absolute champs when we bob for coconuts.
Why are you bobbing for freaking coconuts?
It's a fun game. You haven't played that down the alley? I think it's a fun game, honestly. Then I win every time.
I've been. How do they keep letting me play? Not the point. What have you all been up to? I can't believe it. I'm sorry I haven't seen you here. And also, what is that? Pointing at the cat.
You see Bernice kind of look at you and said, this is mine and Rena's pet.
Rena, you got a cat. You're part fish, basically, and you got a cat.
Are you really gonna start? You? Really?
Yeah.
Nito! I just met your significant other.
Yeah? Who is a very lovely individual.
That is part cat.
Okay, and I don't keep them as a pet.
You see your mom kind of shift your face towards her. And you didn't bring them to dinner?
Mom, they're busy. Look, we had this whole thing at the castle. I'm a general now. Rena's a lieutenant. Not mine, by the way. And Noki need to meet with their lieutenant to make sure that they're on this page or something. Look, I knew this was going to be an emotional thing, and I didn't want to bring them here, okay? I wanted this to just be our thing.
Nito, Oswald, Ademi, you better bring them back next time for dinner. I want to meet them.
You don't have to use the full name.
I gave you the middle name. I gave you the middle name. I can use it if I want.
No, you didn't. That's Dad's uncle's name. He gave it.
I definitely wrote it down on the paperwork. Now, unless you're gonna go and
you wrote it down on the paperwork. You wrote it down on the paperwork.
Okay. Unless you are going to tell me that, for some reason, and it's totally up to you, that you decided to change your name, in which case I will honor it. But until that day, I get to use your middle name.
You do
not get to tell me what I can and cannot use. I understand you were some big howdy-do, out there slinging, big bugs and whatnot or whatever.
I'm the slayer of the king of steam.
Here,
I killed
kill my bouncing baby boy, and I will treat you as such.
I'm the oldest child. Rena's the baby.
Rena's dying in the corner right now.
Rena is the baby. I am the tallest one in this house by
you will always be
several inches,
baby boy. Honestly. And on top of that, you didn't bring them. I can't even show them pictures of you.
Heavens!
I have all the good pictures.
By all of the serpent mother, if if you show Inoki,
I will
those
get a couple of
pictures-
copies. Rena, when you go, you'll be sure to show these pictures, right?
Rena, this is an order from a general. No.
Whatever you say, General, sir.
What's for dinner, Mother?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. It's a potato corn chowder. Now
Sounds
sit down.
Lovely. Do you need
Wait a
any
minute.
help?
When's the last time that you took a bath?
I literally
bathroom.
get in the
Go to the
water
bathroom. Go to the
I get
bathroom.
in the water
Now,
daily,
now.
Mother.
Now,
I literally
I will
took
be
a
right
bath
back
yesterday.
there. I'll be back there with the brush to make sure we get behind your fence. Now go.
I can get behind my
March,
fins
young
myself.
sir. March through the bathtub.
Can't we just eat? I can bathe after dinner. In fact, we're all going to a bathhouse after this, right, Rena?
Darling, can you just let Nito eat? We don't have much time. Because everyone kind of, the mood and tone shifts. Yeah. Well, darling, sit down. And everyone kind of sits down. See Bernice and Rena sit opposite side, your mom and your dad, and that leaves you at the end of the table. As your mom has all the bowls set out. Now,
Before we start,
You know-
Meg, I'm gonna give a quick prayer to Theazade.
Nito, I know that you're not your sister's general or whatever, but look after her, okay? I know she's big and strong and can, take care of herself. But just as much as I asked her to look after you, you've got to look after her too, okay?
She does not need to look
And
after me, Mother. I am more than capable.
Nito. She
I
has a very serious look on her face, like she's very resolved in what she's saying.
Mother, I have friends and comrades to look after me. Rena will have enough on her plate being Jameson's lieutenant. You remember Jameson? You've heard the stories of him slaying Darnzor single-handedly? That's who she gets to serve under.
I must admit, his stories are, like, really cool. And then how come the only one we ever hear about you is the one about how you lost all your arrows in the ocean?
I didn't lose them. The ship sank. Literally, I was the only survivor. Arrows were kind of the last thing on my mind.
Hey, didn't you say something about your partner's name is Noki? I'm sorry, you never gave me confirmation as to gender identity or anything like that, so I'm just gonna use that for now.
Yes, their name is Inoki. They.
Okay. Alright, well, that makes sense, because we definitely heard good stories about Inoki.
Please tell me you didn't hear about them throwing a sword off of a tower.
No. Never heard one about that, but we definitely heard one. What was it?
Thanks, Solus.
Oh yeah. It was the one. It was the one about Inoki and a bear who went through the woods. It got turned into like a nursery rhyme.
Yes, that would be
Young-
Nikita, our...
Young Sea-Tree tells it to all the young children at the orphanage.
Yes, that's Nikita. Inoki and I, unfortunately, part of the reason we couldn't make it to Cult, had to go up to Skaldarin. We took a Ironbjorn cub, unfortunately, who had been orphaned, with us on our journey. He bonded with Inoki, and we had to go up and finish Inoki's seeking to make their pact official or whatever, and Inoki and I kind of view Nikita as our child in a way. We have raised him since he was a cub and looked after him. fed him, made sure that he grows up right. Both Inoki and I learned how to speak with animals magically, so we can talk to him and he can talk to us. And oh crap! I just realized Now you're gonna be mad that you don't get to meet your grand bear, aren't you?
Well, I won't be so mad as long as you promise me I will get the chance.
I promise you, all three of us will come home from this mission. And you can talk to them. You cannot show them any of the photo album.
I will not open the album at all. She eyes all the empty picture frames that are sitting on the bed.
I hate that phrasing. I really do, but I don't have time for this.
So you see the clock on the wall. It's at reading 6:55. Rena kind of looks at you.
Yeah.
And looks at Bernice.
Mother, can I get a small plate to go to bring to Inoki? They love potatoes.
Oh, of course. You kidding me? And she brings you a giant cauldron, like about 5 gallons, with a lid on it and a ladle in it.
No, Mom, no.
You have a whole bunch of friends. You told me yourself. I'm sure some of them forgot to eat.
No, they're all adults, just for Inoki.
Tell your mother no again. Go ahead.
God. I swear to God.
I didn't raise 2 badasses by being a pushover. Now take this.
No, you. Dad was the one who taught us how to use a bow. You taught me how to play music, which I did use to summon a dinosaur, by the way. So thank you for that. I guess.
Well, honestly,
yeah, they don't tell that story. They don't tell the story of me summoning an aquatic beast to sink an entire.
Was there a bard there?
I don't know. I don't keep track of bards' comings and goings.
Maybe tell the story to a bard, and the bard will write something about it.
You know how I feel about bards.
You see Rena and Bernice head out front together.
And I'll just give my mom a hug and a kiss on the cheek and give my dad a firm handshake and head out.
As you're walking past, do you stop when Rena and Bernice are saying goodbye, or do you just keep walking?
I just let them have their goodbye. I'll just give Bernice a little look and a nod and walk by.
You just hear one word as you're walking by, as you hear Rena say, "Always." And she picks up her bag, and you see her kiss Bernice one last time, turn away, and start following you. So 2 of you were walking. You're about a minute away from everybody. You can see them off in the distance. What are you 2 doing?
So, how did you meet Bernice?
Oh, she lived in Colt with us, and her and I and a couple others got all teamed up together and kind of fought alongside each other, trying to stick it to the occupation.
Trying to copy your big brother again.
All right.
Does Mom even have a second cauldron?
Yeah, she does.
I'm not carrying this whole thing over to Boss Rai.
Who knows? Maybe you can use it as a weapon. Give it to Inoki. He likes throwing things, right? They like throwing things?
They're not very good. They've missed every time they've thrown something at somebody.
It's at this point you all walk up to the group.
Hey, everyone. Everyone ready?
Is anybody hungry?
I could eat a little bit. I suppose.
What do we
Cool.
have to eat?
Food.
Thank
Food
you,
is still
Nito. That
vague,
was ever so
Nito,
helpful.
what did you bring us today?
I quite like food.
It's homemade. My mother made it. It's delicious.
Well, I dare say this might be the last home-cooked meal we're gonna get for a while.
Yeah.
And what a shame that is.
I hope we could enjoy it all while it was here. It was very thoughtful of your mother to send this all for us.
I mean, really,
Yeah.
Briar, couldn't I just bring the chef from the gallery? We could hire another one, couldn't we?
The chef from the gallery would not volunteer to put their life in danger like this.
All right.
Well,
I hear that Zola is an excellent cook.
Oh no! I just
Really, Zala?
well,
I learned to bake a little bit in my free time, but an actual chef—that's astounding.
well, I did learn to make these little pastries that seem to be able to do some healing. She said I have 3 of them on me right now. She says
See, I told you all in that cave that you can do a magic onto food, and everybody looked at me like I was weird.
Did you?
Winter kind of looks at you and all of your lieutenants and all of their foot soldiers and says, well, if everyone's ready, I'll take you all down to the tunnels now.
All right, Your Majesty, lead the way.
As she's walking outside the city, you all follow. Nito, I need you to roll me a history check with advantage.
Oh no, why me? A 14?
As you round the corner near a cliff, you get towards a cave entrance, and memories come swooping back. You can't even remember if they're from this timeline, another timeline, or whatever. But when you enter inside, you see a shattered pedestal and a broken archway with a hole leading down to a tunnel beneath it. You remember this cave and all of its crimson runes carved in it.
Oh no, we absolutely no, we. Oh my head! No, we can't go through here. No.
Is everything okay?
And Nita will just fall to his knees.
Nino, Zal will run over. Are you okay? What's going on?
We shouldn't be here.
Can I see
This-
in your? Can I see?
This place is cursed.
What do you know? What? Can you show me? If we lick minds, can you show me? Maybe that's easier.
It's dangerous. It's too dangerous.
Show me. Show me why it's dangerous. That's
And
all
I'll let Zala in.
As you let Zala in, Zala, you see brief flashes. You see a serpent's head, 4 arms, crimson glowing runes, a bleeding hand, a fractured mirror, a tidal wave, and a deep, dark lamp.
Deep dark what?
Deep, dark lamp.
Oh, jeez.
She's the one who took out the Tempest. She's the reason why we were able to get to the Bronze Tower in the first place.
Who is she?
That's what I'm wondering as well.
She doesn't have a name. Apparently she's known as the Unspoken.
DM, from my time in Skyward, all my time researching gods the past 4 years, do I know anything about the Unspoken?
Not a single thing. There's not even a reference to it. You're fairly certain Nito's making shit up.
I've spent 4 years in the library of Skyward, studying the gods, all the Paonirum. There is no Unspoken.
No,
permission to...
She was a Paonirum. She was locked, sealed, cast down. She's the daughter of the Tempest.
This can't be it. There would be no physical record of this being in all of history if what you're saying is true.
She was supposed to be erased from history, from memory, but 5 years ago, when I first left Cult, I washed up on the shore here into this cave. And I found her, but then when I asked people in Douglas about the cave, they had no idea it existed. Nobody knows about this cave. Or at least they didn't.
Is this able to bring up any memories or recollection of the period of time known as the Great Confusion?
I mean, it's the kind of conversely connected. You feel like it might have something to correlate there, but like not too sure. Winter kind of looks at you all and says, "Hey, I promise you, we've had scouts down in there. There's nothing dangerous down there besides spiders."
There is... No, she's not here physically. She can't. She doesn't have the power yet. She can only... I've only interacted with her in the dreaming world.
What you're talking about is new territories, Nito.
Nonetheless, it's the path forward.
I can tell
If
you...
she doesn't have the power yet, then we better do it quickly.
I can tell you, from what I need permission to say, what I saw in your mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can tell all of you. What I just saw in Nito's head, it was... No one should ever doubt it. It's real. Nito really saw this. This is not something he made up. This is real.
Then I will begin to take note of it. And next time I'm able to visit Skyward, whenever that is, I'll check into it. But until now, Nito, you're only not the only source of information about this being in the entirety of existence.
I'm sorry, I don't know anything else.
No, it's fascinating. You are patient zero for a source of knowledge. It is something I've never gotten to encounter before. This is terrifying, but brilliant.
Would you like me to show you, Briar? I could show you, if I link with you, I could show you what I saw.
No, we cannot spread...
Truly, everyone. Winter kind of looks at you all. Alright. I understand there's a lot going on right now. You have about a 30-minute window before this side of the tunnel closes. So I suggest you all head through.
Alright, say no more. I'm walking forward.
I will have my side researching this problem, Nito, but feel free to do your research as well.
We cannot
I will be doing my research.
Okay. Just one problem at a time, then.
Trust me,
Can you hear me echo?
I flinch
Echo.
at the word time.
I have already started Working on my solution to the problem. Don't worry.
Ziggy, the cave starts to echo against you.
Well,
Let's head in, and
That's gonna be-
Nito, you don't have to bear this burden alone. Remember what happened last time one of us tried to do that?
don't worry. I'll be okay. And Nita just walks on forward.
You all head into the cave. Deep you walk, your footsteps echoing through the caverns louder. Louder. You can hear the dripping of the bay through the crevices of the rock. You can hear the slight rush of wind from above, creeping down below. As you all reach the long, lonely descent down into the reach, you all a sense of certainty. There's only one path forward now. And it's the path you have to take. As you all continue walking, it's quiet and calm. There's not much noise outside of the sounds of your footsteps and the skittering of those small creatures across the stone. You can hear the shifting of weight on people's backs as they kind of get their packs comfortable on themselves. You can smell the moisture that's been sitting in puddles for far too long down here. You can taste the salt on the air, cold, moist. And as you look forward, you see the tunnels intricately smooth, with barely a stalactite to make the walkway difficult to navigate. As you're walking along, you see some very soft, glowing purple mushrooms, a bright violet amethyst, glittering alongside the wall, kind of illuminating your walkway in a very comforting sense. As you guys are walking along, you have a very long ways to go. What are you guys doing during the meantime?
Is Brayden? Is that my lieutenant's name? Brayden?
Yeah, my name's Graydon. Yeah.
Brayden. Excellent. Yeah, I'll chat it up with you. So tell me, what fuels your fight?
Actually, I want the good parts about Alteris to meet the good parts about Avandra, which honestly is everything. I loved it there. But I want my people to have the same kind of freedom that those in Avandra do.
I see. So sort of honor bound.
Yeah,
And
I guess you could say that.
is that the feeling that guides your blade as you plunge it down?
Oh, no, nothing like that. Well, I guess more along the lines of, I guess more along the lines of like the quiet change, like a soft breeze that flows the tree, bends the leaves, causes the tree to tip slightly.
I see. But, I don't know what I'm getting at here. What do you feel when you kill, then? Does it feel like a necessary sacrifice?
Well, I guess it's just something like people I've killed, people I'm going to kill, and are people who are beyond help, beyond change. And in order to make it a better place for the people that have changed and will change, they need to go.
I understand. That's fair enough. I don't know what it. I have trouble with folk who kill with hate in their heart, but yours doesn't quite sound like that.
Yeah, I guess it's not really me.
No, that's good. You'll see me in a rage quite often, but fury is really just passion, isn't it? I think what drives my weapon is more love of the fight, and nothing personal to the person on the other end.
Well, I can't fault you for that. Hey, and at least you have somebody who will be able to fly with you. As you see him gesture to his back, and you can see he's got a pack sitting on his back with 2 ports at the bottom.
Oh, well, that's something interesting.
Yeah, I probably can't fly as fast as you, but I can at least get to the same heights as you.
Oh, that's excellent. I'm sure you'll have an easier time maintaining heights. I get a little tired at the end of a go.
I mean, carrying around that big war pick you got there, I'd imagine.
Yes, well, it's a little hard to let go of, but I think we could work together. This should be good. As I said, I'm not the quiet type, so hopefully I can augment you as I rush in and distract.
I hope so.
Cheers.
So, Jameson, Marina's kind of walking alongside you, and she looks over you and says, my brother is, as cool as he tries to let on with everybody else, or...
Your brother is the single biggest dweeb in the Novatori.
That honestly tracks. Thank you. Finally,
But
somebody does it.
he has the biggest heart out of the Novatori as well. And while he can't fight for shit, I would not rather have anyone in the trench with me than him.
Well, hey, one of you bards, did you get that down?
Sorry, I'm actually not a bard.
Yeah. Briar, right? You're a bard, right? Did you get that down?
No, I love the practice of dance and song, but I am a wizard that follows the art of blade song.
Reina, not everyone's a bard just because they play an instrument.
I will say that your brother Nito here does play the ocarina quite well. Very commanding over the seas.
Yeah.
I would say if there's any of us that are quite so like a bard, it would be him.
Hey, just saying. I can dance pretty well.
I think that kind of comes in conjunction with being a bard, right, Kamani?
Absolutely. I mean, if you're going to make music, you may as well dance along to it.
Uh-huh. And on top of that, I made these really cute gloves. And like, here you go.
And she kind of hands them to you, Gamani. As you see, they're fingerless gloves, and when you slide them on, they glow a soft pink glow, it's like neon.
Madison, didn't you specifically say you were a warlock, not a bard?
I'm not a bard, but I can dance.
Well, how about you, Bucket? What's your story?
Oh, well, not really much to tell. I woke up on a ship in the sky. I had a bucket, and I put it on my head, and it protects my noggin, and I can't seem to let it go for some reason. Something about it just makes me want to keep it. I think Ziggy was saying something like that, about that.
Wait,
And
did you
then-
say you were on a ship in the sky?
Yeah, where I'm from, it's a pretty cool place. Pretty cool place I'm from. Lots more like me. But yeah.
You can't take your bucket
Honest-
off.
I mean, I could, but I just really don't want to.
Oh,
that
don't
sounds-
take it off. The bucket is stylish.
Very similar
And then-
to the enchantment on Ziggy's war. Would you mind if I take a look at your bucket real quick? Or you can keep it on.
I don't know. I don't know because I don't know what that might do. But
It should just tell me if there's anything special about your bucket.
oh, well, I mean, you could just ask me, and I could tell you that this bucket's really special. It's protected my noggin so many times.
Well, if you're not comfortable, then I will let it be as it is, as long as it doesn't seem to have any adverse effects against you.
Uh-huh. And then I got my trusty mop here.
She lifts up his paw.
It's a really powerful weapon. And on top of that, it has a special gift. If I hold it for 7 years straight without letting go, then I'll get turned into a human.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, you wouldn't have to let go, but would you be so kind as to let me take a look? I would love to study such a wonderfully unusual magic.
Oh, of course. Here, yeah.
And he holds it out, but keeps his hand firmly gripped around it.
I did accidentally let go of it like 3 years ago, so I got a little more whiles to go.
Can I cast Identify on the mop?
Sure.
All right,
Hello, Briar Black Spark. This is your Identify spell, filling you in on the effects of this particular magical item. This particular magical item is known as the Staff of Striking. It breaks fear into the hearts of those that it hits, and it hits very, very hard. This has been another use of your Identify spell. You are adorable, Briar Blackspark, and you are intelligent. These have been your positive affirmations. Look into the mirror and tell them to yourself.
Zella will sketchy mutation that spell.
Thank you, Lord Librarian, for your kind affirmations. I got the sense that there is nothing about holding this for 7 years that will turn Bucket into a human.
Nope. And Bucket just kind of looks at you and says,
It's pretty cool, right?
Briar will exercise restraint and say, yes, it is absolutely amazing, Bucket. It will be very useful to us where we're going. Hold on to it.
Will do. Not letting this one go. I got 5 more years to go.
And Briar will just sort of look to Gamani with this sort of pained look on his face.
Dear, don't you worry about him. Come over here and cast your nifty spell on these gloves. Madison, do you mind?
Huh? Yeah. Go right ahead.
Oh. All right, I will identify your gloves, my dear. They do seem lovely. This glamour is quite effective, Miss Madison. I'll cast Identify.
Hello, this is your Identify spell. How are you doing today, Briar Blackspark? Have you drinking enough water? Well, after that little reminder, here is your spell that you have requested. This item before you is the Gloves of Light, enchanted by the sinner. These particular items glow with a soft neon light that is able to illuminate that which is hidden in darkness. This has been another use of your Identify spell.
Exactly what it says on the tin, my dear. They will illuminate darkness and glow light, and they are, as Madison protested, a gift from the sinner.
Oh, yeah, Danny always knows what to get me.
These are just lovely.
Mhm.
And Gamani goes to take them off and hand them back to Madison.
Yeah, thanks. So, yes, gals here. How is it?
What, dear?
Oh, come on, you know what?
No, what?
Honestly, do you use like the fairy dust often?
Well, really, I mean, he got to know my friends quite well
Mhm.
from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, I must say, it's like you got yourself a good one there. Honestly, I don't have the best history with love lives. The last ex, absolute train wreck. But yeah. Maybe one day. Maybe I should start looking into fairies, huh?
And she kind of
I
looks
would
over
not.
at Ziggy.
I would not say no. I've had quite the success with my Briar.
You don't say.
She kind of licks her lips, and you can see her forked serpent's tongue for the first time. And with that, we kind of fast forward a little bit. You guys walking along for quite some time. It gets about time to set up camp. You find a nice little spot just off of the rocky tunnel beaten path. The foot soldiers are quickly setting up their single person tents. And what are you all doing?
I'm probably finishing up a conversation with Seth about his abilities, just kind of sharing stuff and making sure that I keep an eye on Rena, Anoki, and Nikita, and and if we ever need some sort of animal assistant, I can talk to animals. And I was actually while we were up in Skaldera, Noki learned how to talk with animals. So both of us are good for that.
Jameson, can you roll me a percentage check? A percentage roll, please?
Oh, I don't like this.
That's a 77.
Right. As you're kind of sitting there, kind of squat down on a larger boulder while everyone else is getting set up, you feel your subconscious slip into that familiar communicative trance as you feel the pull from Erdaz communicate as your mind enters his realm, and you can see the brilliant fire before you, glowing white hot. Greetings, Rotas. I'm sorry to pull you away.
What do you need now, Erdaz?
Nothing so dire. It's something you're already on your way towards. I know you're not one for riddles, so I come to speak this clearly. The King of Steam, the last one. He sits inside Ocharis. I know and have heard of your mission to cause trouble. I offer you a plan. One you can implement if you wish, but one that I feel should be implemented. A friend of yours has claim to the throne. Depose the
friend?
current King of Steam and help your friend to rise to power. You knew them as Drian Patagon. With a friend on the throne, you can swing Alteris to your side. Focus all the attention on Boss Rai, and this damned war can be over.
I'll speak with the group. I'll see what they think about it. I won't make any promises here or now.
That is perfectly acceptable. It's, after all, a suggestion for a plan. You are, as they say, your own man. Make your own choices. I am here just to be in your corner.
As the flames die out and you come back to.
I'm lounging on a mushroom sort of near Jameson. I'm like, well, I know that look. What's up?
Erdaz has dropped a wonderful little bomb in my lap once again. Thankfully, it's no slavers this time, but I'm sure it'll get somebody riled up. After we're set up camp, can you gather the rest of the Novatori and the lieutenants so we can discuss it?
Yeah, no, sounds good to me. I mean, I pat the mushroom. My camp's already set up.
You see Madison kind of come up.
Is there room for two over there?
How tall is Madison?
She's like 5'8".
It's just, sorry, I've never been quite so far off my game here. This is just a small lichen-like mushroom.
Yeah. Well, no problem with small things.
Briar,
I look over at Brother.
Briar
Right.
will is preparing a the bedroll for Gamani, which is the bougiest adventuring gear that you could ever see. Gamani, before we set out, bought freaking first class adventuring gear, and
Top shelf
Like-
Adela's general good stuff.
Like
Yeah.
she's full on glamping, like has a TV and shit.
it pretty much it's about that close.
Listen, I never travel without the finest of travel gear.
Including myself, of course, dear.
Oh,
You-
naturally.
You brought an entire king-sized mattress with a bed frame.
I can shrink it
Did
down.
you? How did you expect me to sleep?
The bed frame has a 10-foot tall bookcase attached to it as a
I
headboard.
I only have one book to go on it right now, and Briar will put his book on the one book he kept checked out on the bookshelf.
You see the
I'm
foot
supposed
soldiers
to know.
crawling into their single-person tents, opening up cans of food.
This feels so gross,
How
but so in
supposed
character.
to know you would all be so much more rural than me?
We're on a mission to basically overthrow a government.
I do admire your bed, though.
Now, Gumani, remember that the people whom we are fighting for, and perhaps we can. I'm gonna regret saying this in this company. share the bed, but I mean like in a taking turns kind of way.
I think as long as it doesn't slow us down, if you can keep it up and not hold us back putting it down or putting it up whenever it comes time to camp, it would be a good tool in case anyone gets injured.
I can shrink it and grow it at will. It's not a problem.
All right.
It's very collapsible. It's what happens when you pay 5 platinum for a bed.
Nita will just kind of elbow Brian. Is that the only thing you can shrink and grow, Will? Huh?
I did.
Madison's immediately capsulated with the attention.
Briar blushes. And that is private information, Nito.
I mean,
not.
Yes, but
honestly-
darling, there's no need to be ashamed.
I mean, honestly, General Blackspark, it honestly could be really helpful for the mission if we know.
Boysenberry is very talented in the brews that she concocts for aiding in altitudinous challenges.
Honestly,
Well said, dear.
I've never
I
seen
caught
anyone
about-
this interested in fairy magic.
I caught about 2 of those words.
I'm with Madison. I don't think he's using real words. I think he's just trying to confuse us with.
Boysenberry back in Douglas
Oh.
makes a tea that can help you grow and a tea that can help you shrink. We have
Oh.
a few.
Okay. I mean, honestly, there's nothing to be ashamed about. Like, performance issues are common, from what I hear at least.
No,
Not out
I
of
mean
experience.
your whole body medicine. Like
Wow.
if you were to drink it, you would become double your size.
Now that sounds like fun. I could think of things to do with that.
You never shrink Kamani?
We do have some to shrink Kamani as well. There are situations in which this could be useful for combat as well, which is what I justified bringing some.
Oh yeah,
You
that's the only
brought
reason-
some? Oh, lovely.
That's the
Honestly,
only reason. And you only brought it alongside the 4-post bed. And are those straps?
No.
And a
those are not
swing? You brought a
straps.
swing?
Aw.
Brian will look at
First,
Kamani like, you brought the straps?
Leave us with nothing to do, was I?
We are going to have plenty to do, darling. I know that I have been vague about my adventures because they have been scarce since the time I've met you, but I promise we will be in a lot more... there will be a lot more to do on these than on my research trips.
Everyone kind of settles in for the night. At least the foot soldiers do, and it kind of quiets down a little bit. You can see Madison over on the side, sitting down. She can see that she looks to be talking to herself. Weird. And Bucket's over sitting next to the wall, and everyone's just kind of relaxed and calm. As the rest of you Novatori all come together.
I think Nito is just playing the ocarina by whatever sort of small fire I assume we have going.
Zala is telepathically communicating with Tavros.
No, he is not. That's a one.
It needs a cleaning.
Yeah. It's a bit. There's a weird echo in this cave. I can't quite get it right.
Every time you go to hit a note, you hear the note throughout, like, everywhere, and it kind of throws you off from continuing to play.
Yeah.
So,
So,
what you all do is you're all together.
We didn't really get a chance to talk about it before I disappeared, before the trip to the moon. I work for the god Erdaz now, the dragon god Erdaz of vengeance and all that. Ziggy knows, I'm just catching everyone up. And he contacted me about 20 minutes ago. He has a plan, and I want to run it by you guys all because this is a, for better or worse, democracy. Essentially, he wants us to depose of the current King of Steam in Altaris and the being formerly known as Drian, he wants us to put them in power over Alteris.
Oh, he still prefers to be called Drian for the most part.
Sure.
Oh, wait.
Oh, I mean, yes, we are supposed to install this person on the throne of the King of Steam.
Does Drian even want that? Has anybody talked with him in years?
Briar, floats down about 3 feet, trying to make himself even smaller than he normally is.
Can I perception check to try and catch that?
Go for it.
Can I also perception check that?
I don't catch shit.
I can't perception check. I'm staring at Madison.
I actually got a 0.
I mean, I would say you could. I mean, I don't know. It might be an insight check. I'm not stealthing. I'm just very noticeably emotionally shrinking.
NATO just has a Q-tip trying to clean out
16 on
his...
insight.
Oh, inside. Okay.
Yeah, Briar definitely has spoken to Drian at least more than once over the course of the past 4 years.
I think Jameis is just going to cut straight to the heart of it. Just do you have something you'd like to share?
I told him I wouldn't let him reveal himself when he was ready, but...
Well, I feel like Erda has kind of pulled the plug on that, so...
I haven't seen him in quite some time. But for the first couple years immediately after the incident, when I would visit the library, Drian was there studying as well. He had... Notably, it wasn't always Drian that spoke to me. Sometimes the individual we fought would be the voice that came out. Sometimes I would hear Drian talking with his siblings. But yes, I've spoken with him, though I haven't seen him in quite over a year.
I'm unsettled by this.
Can I ask?
I felt like they deserved their privacy after what happened.
What was Drian's overall state in the last 4 years? If you had to say just a general summation.
I don't know that I'm the best judge of people's internal emotions, but they seem to be getting on for, well, considering the fact that they have about 8 people in their head. That actually became one of the things I've been looking into, though I never told him. Multiple souls in one body and the challenges of that, phylacteries, and just any instance of... Never mind, it's not important right now. The important thing is that they are getting on as well as they can, and they're trying their best, I suppose, to not become the Drian that we had to kill.
That's understandable, I suppose.
Since you're the only one that's had any contact with him since the incident, do you think if we put them in power as the new King of Steam, we're going to have to come back and depose of them in a couple years?
That would be my biggest worry.
I don't think Drian wants power. I don't think they would abuse power. I think he would run from it. I don't think he would let us put him on the throne. If
That's
I'm
also
being
my thinking.
honest. But I've been working on maybe a way to help separate the voices and bringing back. Maybe, I don't even know if it's what he wants.
I feel like this is a conversation we should be having with Drian.
I agree.
And as I said, he stopped showing up to the library about over a year ago.
That's not the case at all. I hate to say it, but Drian is not part of this mission. We need to do what we need to do to accomplish this mission. And if that involves putting Drian on the throne against their will, if that's the best way to accomplish our mission and take down Daemon, then that's
that
what
makes
we need to
him
do.
part of the mission, then.
didn't have the strength to oppose you all last time. And that put us in this situation.
We didn't try to save Drian just to make him relive that all over again.
I do have one question.
But we need to stop making Drian's choices for him.
We're leaving out a particularly important voice, which is the demon we slapped on his face haphazardly.
I can give us a way to speak to the demon by themselves.
This all requires us finding Drian first and foremost.
That's my question for you, Briar. Is
I don't know anything. I never sought him out. He was there when I would pop into the Skyward for a day of research, and we made small talk once, maybe twice. He was researching, I don't know, something about the Earth.
My question to you is this: how would Dreen react to someone entering his mind with questions?
Honestly, I'm not sure that's where your place you would want to be.
We cannot add another voice to that cacophony that he experiences.
Briar, question.
I've been playing with this a lot over the last 4 years. I've gotten quite good at it. I might be able to help.
The mask that houses this demon or the voices or whatever, is it a prison? Does it have its own plane? Is there a way we could go inside and slay whatever is there?
The demon inside that mask serves my master. I was not allowed to, within the walls of Skyward, check that angle, so to speak.
Well,
If
maybe
I
now
may.
that we're out, that's a way that we can look at it.
I will say that Alisar is not a evil being by nature, and they only amplify the ambition and innovation of the mind that they are connected to. The challenge perhaps being that there are too many minds in one body.
I think we also don't necessarily need to worry about the order of this. If what Jameson says about Erdaz is true, and we have no reason to think it's not, or about what Erdaz said, that is, then, right now we could focus on killing the current King of Steam. A power vacuum will be left, and then we can see if Drian would like to fill it, and hopefully that will be the case.
I'm sure Erdaz has his own reasons for trying to get me to get Drian on the throne, but the important thing is to depose of the King of Steam and take that pillar of support away from Damon.
I think we take this one step at a time.
Yes. It would be fun to kill him again, wouldn't it?
It would be fun not to die by his hand again.
What would
And
happen
Briar
if
will
we,
just sort of squeeze Gamani's hand.
What would happen if we deposed the King of Steam but didn't put Dreen on there? What if we just left it open?
And created a new government for Alteris?
I mean,
Yes.
it could probably distract Alteris as a civil war breaks out in their own borders. I don't know if that's exactly
Yes,
what we
but
want to start.
We were
Unfortunately,
the
the civilian casualties in such an event would be immense.
I think establishing
Many
a new
innocent
type
people
of
would
rule.
die.
Establishing a new rule in Alteris is a beautiful dream.
Yes, but if we do so, if we are to have a hand in selecting that, we must be incredibly cautious. Such things done frivolously lead only to more suffering for the people that had no say in what happened end up paying the most. And I will not see innocent people suffer for another bad decision that I made.
I am not looking to make a power vacuum. I don't know I frankly, honestly, Jameson, don't serve Erdaz. I serve a much more fickle being, and have my own goals at hand, I suppose.
We were tasked with causing a distraction. A power vacuum is certainly a distraction.
It would align with
Also, a
what we
good
were
way to
sent
make
to do.
things worse.
If we wanted to draw attention away from Frosthelm and Fanghorn and all of Brosrai over there, then creating a power vacuum in Alteris would certainly do it. But I don't know what Drian has planned. Drian was never, well, seldom wasn't really alone in the library. He was meeting with Austin and with the librarian as well. I didn't really overhear much, so I don't know what they're plotting.
Well, do we even have a lane of
think-
access to talk to Drian?
If I gain a little bit more power, there's a spell I can learn to try to reach out to individuals wherever they may be on the same plane, but I haven't mastered that skill yet.
If you
Does
If I
anyone have access to the sending spell?
That was what I was talking about. I'm not powerful enough for it.
if what,
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know if this is like the lieutenant's thing too.
Yes, speak up.
Well, Daddy gave me that spell. I can use it.
We would just need to give Madison an image of Drian then.
Oh, I can handle that. And I will use the silent image spell to create. I can make up to a 15-foot cube, so I will just make a full-size Drian.
Which memory are you focusing on when you create Drian?
The last time I saw him with the mask.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah. What am I saying?
You have 25 words, so
Yeah.
tell him it's the Novatori, that we have one of our crazy stupid plans,
Uh-huh.
and that Urdaz wants him to take over the throne in Alteris. I suppose. Is that something to that effect is good for everyone else? I don't want to be the only voice here.
Brevity
Yeah,
is
probably-
probably important.
Yeah, just tell him Novatori going to Alteris,
Wants to meet up.
want to meet up. How you doing?
Tell him I want to see my friend.
tell him we want to meet up, and we're sorry.
Yeah, the Novatori wants to meet. We're heading to Alteris, and we're sorry.
And perhaps you could also mention that Angela is safe.
Oh, absolutely. Angela is safe, for certain. Did you get that, Madison?
Yeah, I'm just making sure I got on the right number. Sometimes if I use the wrong number, then it cuts off weird, so I gotta count out all the numbers. 1, 2, 3.
What spell did Dino use for the image before?
I used my Shadow Touch feat to use Silent Image.
Okay.
But I do cast it as a spell.
Zella's going to sketch imitation that. Oh, do I already have that?
It's just a first level illusion spell, but it's got its uses.
No, actually, I already had that one. Okay. No.
Alright. All set.
Uh,
Yeah. Daddy said it's good to go, so all good there.
Zella, sketch imitation is the sending spell.
Ooh.
Honestly, I can't blame you if you want to draw pictures of me. I'd want to look at me all night too.
Ooh.
But honestly, I kind of overheard you guys talking about Alteris, and that's where Gray's from, so maybe he might be able to help out with some info. You know, he might have the deets or whatever.
Who is Gray?
Graydon.
What's
I believe
a
she means
deep?
Graydon.
Is that like a food?
That's a date, Nito.
Yeah,
No,
like-
a date is
No.
when you go to dinner with somebody.
No, like the deets, like the details, you know? The deets.
Why
This
didn't you
is
just say
fair.
details.
Graydon couldn't fill us in on what the state of. How long has it been since you've been in Altaris, Graydon?
You see, Graydon's over with his foot soldiers on the other side of the camp, kind of tending to them, making sure they got everything they need. And Madison was the only lieutenant who was listening in because none of the other lieutenants like legitimately got summoned.
Because she's a nosy bitch.
Yeah, she's a nosy bitch. So, would anyone like to go get Graydon or call him over?
Did you
Yeah,
get a response,
uh,
Madison?
I didn't know that none of the lieutenants were here. I expected Rena to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a plan for her.
Okay, so would you like to call over the lieutenants to come over now?
Yes.
Okay,
Zella has this entire time been mind linked with Tavros.
So all the lieutenants kind of come over and says, Rena comes here and says, yeah, General Krotash, with me.
Yes. So before all of us get to Alteris, I want you to go in alone and do some scouting. Maybe take a day.
Okay. I can do that.
From what you told me earlier, you're pretty sneaky and pretty good at getting into places you're not wanted. So get a pulse on the city, get an idea on what we are going to be walking into, and try and figure out what the breaking points are.
Okay.
Don't kill anyone.
Would you,
Graydon is a
Permission,
local. Would
General?
you like?
Permission
Yes.
General, could I take Graydon with me as
Yes,
well?
absolutely.
He's got a good idea.
Assuming that's
he's
fine
sneaky
with
too.
his general, I don't really know how this whole thing works.
Oh, it's totally fine with me.
Yes. The more information that our lieutenants can get for us, the better.
Well, if you like, I can consult the timelines. Might be able to find some information there.
Of course, the timelines. What a wonderful source of information. If only it wasn't secret to some.
Well, it's not my fault you failed the exam.
I didn't fail the exam. You wouldn't let me take the exam.
That's part of the exam.
The timelines are going to change anyway. They always change.
With every choice we make, this is strange. It's life, isn't it?
Well, it seems like everybody else got a job. What you need, good old Lieutenant get to do?
A bucket? I think we're putting down for the night, correct, everyone?
Oh, well, you need someone to keep watch. I don't really sleep, so.
That's what I was going to suggest, Bucket. You seem very fit to watch our backs.
Well, sure can do.
Appreciate it, my good friend.
Uh-huh.
Is anyone else doing anything else before bedding down?
Did
Is
Madison
there
get
enough
a
space in this
response?
tunnel for me to resummon Shadow?
Zella will.
Yep.
I'll do that.
Zella will discreetly go over to Tavros and just give him a look. And just give him a look and say into his mind, "Did you see everything that we just saw? That I just saw?"
Yes, I am able to understand and see everything you saw.
Good. We'll have to do this. We'll have to do what we do carefully, I imagine. For now, I hope my present helps us to work together better. She nods to the
And
tattoo on his face.
with this, we will cut to a flashback. Briar,
Yes.
you stand before two individuals 2 days ago. It's you, Queen Maya, and your liege, the librarian. No, Briar, it's imperative that what the librarian and I are about to tell you happens. According to one of our associates in the Blue Tower, we may have found a way to stop all this from happening again. I know how you feel about the Blue Wizards, but this one wants to break the cycle, wants to snap the circle.
Run it into a line.
Yes.
I look at the librarian.
Yes. Queen Maya speaks the truth. As she often does.
Now, here's the goal, okay? One of our other friends is going to suggest a plan. A plan for the rest of the Novatory to follow. It's imperative that Drian sits on the throne. According to our friend in the Blue Tower, this has not happened before. In any of the circles. All the ones past, all the ones future, this has never happened. And according to him, it'll snap it into a line. A very long ray, where we can actually have a future where the end doesn't come.
And who knows what may come with that?
So, when the time comes, and the suggestion comes up, you need to make sure that it happens.
Does Drian
But
know
they
of this plan
cannot-
himself?
No, no one does, except for us. And it can't seem like it was our idea. This has to feel like a democracy, a choice between you all. We have to get rid of Boss Rai, and this is the only way we've been able to figure out how. Every time they gain power, every circle, they get too strong, they wipe us all out, and the end comes. We can't let that happen again. The circle has to die.
Drian knows that the circle has to become a line. I think I might be able to convince him if I get a chance to see him again. I don't know about the rest of the group, and I don't know if he'll be able to handle it.
Jormungandr willing will be able to fix this.
Jormungandr willing.
Now, Brady, a little parting gift for you.
As he hands you a small book. You can see its green concentric circles lined with white and dark blue.
A little read for your travels.
You see the title of the book. It's Circles. And that's what ends tonight's session.
Oh my word. For the love of the
Shit.
doll, Vivian.